Hello guys, MikuChibi here, welcome back to another Sword in the Factor, and today we're gonna have a look at another new banner which is called Avenger Selection Order. So, short about the banner itself, it is a guaranteed banner where you spend only 2,500 Arcangent for every 11 order, and you are guaranteed to get at least one 4-star, so that is pretty nice and cheap as well. And for the 4-star skill core, there are fantasy wall job theme. So you can see, for example, Asuna is a pirate, same with Yuki. Then we have Alice, which is like warrior mage, something like that. Agil Kirito is like rogue or thief, something like that. So yeah, so those are fantasy wall job theme skill core. And this banner is available till 27th of January. So you have around 9 days from now if you plan to summon or not. And then for the skill core, how many skill core are in this banner and are they good or bad? We will have a look at that. But for the skill core, how many are there? There are, I believe, 24 skill core here, so there are many. And you can see the rate, we have 0.16, 0.17, so 24 4-star skill core in this banner here. So let's have a look on the skill core. The first one we can have a look at is Pirate Girl Elizabeth, which is a pass skill. It gives poison persistent attack and poison blow 4. Critical rate become 9% against poison enemy and 20% attack against poison enemy. Thing here is pretty good, but this one not really relevant nowadays when a boss has really high crit resistance. I would say this passive is decent, but there are better alternatives. Free Captain Yuki, which is a burst skill with dagger slash of water. It does 830% damage to hitting a target. It gives poison and bleed status cement at specific rate, and bonus additional damage according to number of hits, which is pretty bad bonus. For the burst, you need to do water slash slash, and it will deal 1600% damage to hitting a target. And now you can see it has poison boost and bleed boost. So poison and bleed, it will lower the resistance by 3% and also increase the damage by 9%, which is decent. And for the bonus, when enemy with status element, either poison, burn, bleed, frostbite was hit, increase status element stacks by 10, which is, and then we have this bonus here, once again additional damage according to number of hits, which is pretty bad. I would say this dagger burst here is decent. You mostly use it in different scenario. There are some people use it to increase the stacking a lot really fast, but then again, do you really need it? Not really. If you have Dagger Connect that applying element, I think that is much better. So you don't really need this one in your set. You can replace it with something supportive or utility that can work pretty great. Flash Commander Asuna, which is a rapier skill slash and earth. It deals 800% damage, 8 hit AoE. It has weakness attack and bleed status. So critical damage 80% for 50 seconds and bleed 3 stack at specific rate, not best. Anything with specific rate is not a best effect. To activate the burst, you need to do slash frost frost, and it will deal 1600% damage, a hit AoE. It has the same effect here, weakness attack 4 buff, critical damage 80% for 30 seconds instead, and then make it bleed 5 stack for 30 seconds. This is a guaranteed bleed then, and increase crit by 3%, which is not bad. Though do I like this one? Not really. I think this is really bad. There are better bursts there. Now we have really good burst, modern burst that is really strong, and then also full burst, which is much better as well. So this one you can pretty much throw away and call it a trash skill. Minstrel on deck unit, which is a pass skill, which has similar effect as Elizabeth. It has Persist Bleed 3 and Bloody Blow 4. Critical rate 9% against bleed enemy, pretty bad. And this one attack plus 20% against bleeding enemy, which is pretty good. Though I will call it decent and a better alternative. Enchanting Shipbuilder Lifa, which is a spear, frost and dark. It does 1070% damage AoE. It has dual 4 buff, as a buff to yourself and on the enemy when you hit. For yourself, you gain 29% attack for 50 seconds, but for the enemy, they gain 1% attack per stack, 5 stack for 30 seconds. So basically, you're buffing the enemy, they will deal a lot of damage. So you're already giving them 5% attack, which is a lot. Just imagine if they had like 100k attack and you're giving 5% more. Yeah, that might hurt a little bit. And then bonus additional damage effect will be tripled by buff ability and profit skill, and this one is pretty useless to be honest. For burst, if you want to activate that, you need to do dark frost. It will deal 2510% damage AoE. It has dual 4 buff again. I know I don't need to explain that. but it's also applying small mark, which gives 1.5x damage. So your next skill will deal 1.5 damage, which is alright. So how good is this skill? I would say it's decent, but a better alternative. You don't really need it. And we already have a better version. I believe it is the Sashi birthday from last year. That one is really good. Storm of the Great Sea, which is a bow burst, frost and water. It will deal 900% damage to hit AoE. It gives poison status, a specific rate for 30 seconds, and advert 4 buff. They lower your own HP, the critical damage increase for 50 seconds, which is pretty good. When the skill hits on switch, the poison stack will also affect the player. You don't really need it. We already have passive that already give a lot of stacks. To activate the burst, you need to do Water, Frost, Burst, Holy, and it will deal 2100% damage AoE. With burst, you are now guaranteed to apply poison and also have increased the duration of critical damage by 30 seconds, and also bonus attack plus 30% and crit rate 100% when you have status element poison. So this is really good if you are on the switch, but this skill here, no one using it, is pretty useless, especially in endgame where the boss have high crit resistance. You can't really crit, so this one is pretty useless. It's only good if you can crit, otherwise it is pretty bad. And nowadays with modern burst skill and full burst, they are much better, and you can easily replace this one with full burst. Mysterious Discovery Koharu with the pass skill. It has Frostbite Precise Attack and Frost Blow. Crit rate 9% against enemy with Frostbite, and attack against enemy with Frostbite increased by 20%. This is really good, and this one is really bad. So this passive is decent, and there are better alternatives. Ruler of the Blue Seas Yujo with a sword skill, a burst sword skill, slash water. It deals 930% damage, 10 hit AoE. It gives enhanced defense 4, defense plus 4% for 50 seconds, that is a good buff, and frostbite status. Inflict frostbite, a guaranteed frostbite for 30 seconds, which is not bad. And to activate the burst, you need to do water slash wind, and will deal 2180% damage, 10 hit AoE. Same again, enhanced defense 4, instead of 50 seconds, it gives now 30 second duration and guaranteed 5 stack of frostbite, and also give 30% critical rate while defense buff is activated. It's alright, not best right now if you compare to other modern burst skill and full burst. Like I said, the modern burst and full burst is just much better, and this one is pretty old, so I would say these are decent, but you can easily replace it with much better burst skill. Beach Battle Gear Xenon, which is a bow access skill with Frost and Holy. It does 1310% damage single target. It has the Shine Pile buff, so you are getting Holy Element damage 1% per stack and applying 3 stack for 20 seconds. And if you're using this on switch, you're gaining 9 stack instead of 3, and it has also more switch gauge, which gives 72, which is not bad. So a support skill that is really good for floor 17 if you're trying to buff yourself, which can be really good, otherwise don't really need it. Captivating Battle Gear Silica, which is a pass skill. It has Hold the Front 4 and More Deband 1. Recover a max of 4.2% plus 200 flat HP per 3 seconds when HP is under 50%, which is actually really good. I think is really good for those that are trying to tag or trying to survive for a long period of fight. More Deband 1, when equipped with 1 or more Elizabeth skill in the same set, attack plus 20%, really good. And this is our access skill, so I'll say these are good pass skill, but they are better alternative for sure. So you can use this one pending in scenario. If you're trying to survive for a long time, then this one can be good. If you need more damage, then you have other alternative pass skill, can easily replace this one. Roaring Wave Battle Gear Elizabeth, which is a mace skill, Awakening mace skill, Blunt and Holy. It does 1100% damage to each single target. Holy Force 5 buff, party buff, Holy Element damage plus 80% for you and your party member for 5 seconds, which is not bad buff, but I wish it was longer. Frost Erasure Mark, when the target is hit using switch for frost element enemies, the next attack the enemy receive will be induced 2.5x damage, which is really good against enemy that is weak to blunt, but only issue is that this one has to be on switch. There are better alternatives, for example the limited skill Koharu from the collab Taylor series. That one you don't need to have on switch. So the Koharu skill is really good because it's not restricted to be on switch, but this one is restricted to the switch. So it is a decent skill, support skill, but still really good. You can give it Koharu if you need it to be on switch. Keep in mind, it's only working on enemy that is weak to blunt. So if you're fighting against enemy that is weak to frost or slash, you won't be applying 2.5x damage. Midsummer Battle Gear Argo, which is an axe skill, Blunt and Holy, a mod skill that does 1520% damage to a target, 2-slot bonus, damage plus 50% to enemy when using Holy skill, and when equipping 2 or more agile skill in the same set, attack plus 1200. Really good axe mod skill if you are fighting against enemy that is weak to Blunt and Holy, and it is really strong as well. But with the current meta where full burst is more shining and burst, you don't really need it. Bokor Precious Stone Asanan, which is a rapier skill, Frozen Earth, and I believe this, oh, it's an axe skill, okay. 1600% damage, 6 hits single target. It does Earth Pile buff, so same as other axe skill. It gives you Earth Element damage 1% per stack, 3 stacks, and if you're using Switch, you will gain 9 stacks, and also increasing Switch gauge, which is 90, which is pretty good. So a good support skill for Earth build. To the Unseen Vein Argo, which is a burst dagger skill slash a fire. It does 1240% damage, 4 hits single target. It is applying burn, a guaranteed burn, 3 stack for 30 seconds, not bad, and also increasing fire element damage by 8.2% for 50 seconds, not bad. To activate the burst, you need to do fire, fire slash fire. It will deal 3470% 4 hits single target. For bonus, when you activate in the burst, you will deal 1500 against enemy with blunt element, basically enemy that with slash, and also attack 1% against enemy with salted element, poison, burn, bleed, frostbite. And since you're applying burn, you're already receiving the 100% attack, which is pretty good, and you won't consume any SP. I would say a really good burst skill, but if you compare it to Sword, which is also another slash element skill, which has higher damage ceiling. And yeah, for dagger itself is pretty good, but comparing to other slash weapon, the sword is much better. Today, Harasachi is a pass skill with King of Spear 3 and Bloody Bow 4. Attack plus 840 when using spear skill, really good for spear user. 20% attack against split enemy, which is pretty good. So this is a really good pass skill for spear set. Discovery of Rare or Lifa, which is a sword skill, which is a mod sword slash unholy. It deals 1300% damage to hitting a target. 2-slot bonus, damage plus 50% to enemy when using holy skill, and when equipping 3 or more Lifa skill in the same set, attack plus 1200. Really good bonus, and also increase in break gauge amount, which is at 68. Not best, but still really good. This one you can use it on Kill Showdown level 175 against Dalos, which can be really good there. Commander of Sorcery, which is a mod sword with slash and earth element, 1250% damage treating a target, 2-slot bonus, equipping 4 or more ally skill in same set, 1200, and restoring 8000 HP when using this skill while using Switch. General rule, when it comes to mod sword that it has earth element, they are pretty much useless. Still, they are pretty strong, but I don't really like it because it's wasting our secondary bonus. Instead of having damage on the secondary bonus, it just recovers your HP, which you don't really need. And since it's a single target, not AoE, it's pretty bad. Apprentice Sorcerer Silica with pass skill, I believe this is a full burst. It doesn't showcase here, but it is a full burst pass skill. It is a power rise, which gives you a flat 660% attack, and also more attack against enemy that's a frostbite, which is really good, really strong as well. This one can be really good for example on rapier set, where you have a skill that actually applying frostbite, or against, for example, floor 17. If you have holy set, you will deal even more damage because you do need applying frostbite on the Drake. Applying frostbite, you are getting yourself 24% attack, which is pretty good. Enchanted by Sorcerer Xeno with a full burst bow skill with Frost and Holy. It does 1370% damage in a target. Holy Element hands buff, Holy Element damage plus 8.2% for 50 seconds, and damage done to enemy with the Frost 30% for 20 seconds. Really good buffs there. And to activate the burst, you need to do Holy Frost Earth, and you will deal 3750% damage in a target. But if you max level break the skill, you will be removing the Earth skill. You only need to do Holy Frost, which is much better. Bonus, the lower your own HP, attack increase by 200%, really good bonus. And crit rate plus 300% towards enemy on break. If you manage to break the enemy, you are receiving 200% attack, which is really good. But if you can't, don't worry, this bonus here is really good anyway, really good. And can activate without using any SP, is also really good. So this one is a really strong full burst bow skill, especially if you're farming floor 17, it can be really good there. Sorted by hand Koharu, which is Awakening Mace skill, Blunt and Wind. It does 1180% damage single target. It has Wind Force 5 buff party, Wind element damage 80% for you and your party member for 5 seconds. Really good buff. And combination 3 buff. When target is using switch damage multiply 180 for you and your party for 10 seconds. Ooh, this one can be really good if you are combining it with chain skill. Because with chain skill, you are getting super chain, and the super chain is scaling with the combination 3 buff, which is really good. So you're getting additional 180% switch damage, pretty good. So I think this one can be really good for GOG, this GOG right now. If you have a player that have this one, make sure they equip this one, because this one can be really good. And for Rush, you're dealing 3% more damage when using Switch. Pretty good as well. Black Gale Kirito, which is a pass skill, it has Blood Battle Strike 4, attack plus 36% when attacking with Blunt Element, really good. Aqua Convention 4, Fire Element damage minus 10 and Water Element damage plus 23. Really good for Water build, Blunt build. Especially if you're farming floor 23, it can be really good there. Or K-Shodan, level 175 Ashura, it can also be good there. And Hull 3, when equipping 3 or more car skill in the same set, attack plus 240. Oh, that might be hard unless you have many car skill, for example passive or any blunt weapon that is Koharu. It can be really good, otherwise it might be hard to achieve. So this passive is a really good passive, really strong passive as well. Under the cover Knight AGL, which is a mod axe skill, Blunt and Water, it does 1780% damage to its single target, 2-star bonus, attack plus 3% to enemy when using break, and when enemy HP is 50% or up, attack will increase by 100%. Really good bonus. Only issue is this one, if you can't break the enemy, you won't receiving the 50% attack, but as long as the enemy HP is above 50%, then 100% attack is really good. So I would say this is a strong axe skill, depends on the environment against the enemy. For example, if the enemy has lower than 50% HP and doesn't break, the bonus here is pretty weak. Blow from Shadow Elizabeth, which is a mace skill, and looks like connect skill as well. So mace connect skill with Blunt and Water, it does 1200% damage, 7 hits single target. Muscle build of 4 party, own and party attack 1% per stack, 2 stack for 20 seconds, really good. Boost 30% to your own switch gate when hitting with skills. When equipped 2 or more select skill in the same set, recover 20 SP when this skill directly hit. So you're getting 10, 20, 30, so in total 60 switch gate, and also 4, 12, 20, so 36 SP back. So this is a really good support skill, especially this one muscle build of 4, really good because it's for party, so you're buffing your own and you also party. So if you can get to 99 stack, you and your party will get 99% attack stack, really good. And last one, we have Skillful Infiltration Asana, which is a Rapier, Frost and Holy, and this is a mod skill. 1360% damage to single target, 3-slot bonus, damage plus 1% to enemy when using Holy skill, and attack plus 1500 against enemy with slash element, basically enemy that weak to frost. Really strong mod Rapier skill. So you can use it on, for example, floor 17, once again, that is weak to Frost and Holy. Okay, Showdown, we have the Troll, level 110. Really strong mod skill, but with the current meta where we're using full burst, especially if you have more Rosaria Asana, the full burst one, you don't really need one. So yeah, that was all the skill. Now the question is this banner worth to summon on? I would say not really, unless you want to collect the skill. If you don't have any of the skill right now that is future right now that we have talked about, then it's definitely worth to summon on. Otherwise, you don't need any of the skill here. You don't really need it. And I'm pretty sure majority of the skill here are in the general pool or in the free pool. So you have a chance to get them for the free pools. So you don't really need to spend any of Arcana gems. So my recommendation to any players, even if you're new, veteran, long time player, do not summon this banner unless you want to collect the skill record. That's me. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time. Take care now and bye bye.